Get your films on with the Blurs.
Once an idea has taken hold of the brain, it's almost impossible to eradicate.
Unpacking movies has never been more spot on, woke, fire, and just plain lit.
They are lit all the time.
So if you're unsure whether or not to plop down some cash for a film, check out the Blurs.
When a man with a 45 meets a man with a rifle, the man with a pistol is a dead man.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolyte.
You really only need to hang mean bastards. But mean bastards, you need to hang.
Don't say you weren't warned. Here's Brandon and Jeff.
Hello and welcome to episode 167 of the Film Blurs. I'm Jeff Stewart, aka the Final Boss, and I'm joined here as always by...
What's up, ball bags? It's Brandon Norwood, and we are joined here today with...
What's up, y'all? It's Trey Taylor again.
We're going to do a very quick review of F1, and we promise we're going to go back and do 3 weeks worth of movies and news and give you like an 8-hour episode, because that's how long it's going to take to get through that
Pretty
shit.
much.
Because we're backed up, but like I'll tell you what, you're going to get one more standalone episode of Elio in 28 weeks, because we definitely want that out. But like, yeah, then we'll do a backlog of regular episode.
We'll call it the early summer review. We'll call it
the
like
movie review spectacular.
There we go.
All right. So, Jeff, go ahead, start off, man.
All right. So today we are reviewing F1 the movie. All right, just because they gotta put that out there. You know, they think people are real dumb. So yeah, F1 the movie, which
we got a whole email about that. Did you remember that? Where they're like, please refer to this now as F1 the movie instead of F1.
I was like, all right, yeah, sure, okay. F1.
Guess what?
The movie.
When the title card comes up on the screen, it just says F1. So that's what I'm gonna call it.
Yeah.
His mama named him F1. I'm gonna call him F1.
Like it's some damn cartoon. Tom and Jerry, the movie.
So yeah, this is another entry in Joseph Kosinski's older white men doing it one more time CV. His first one was Top Gun Maverick, in which an older white man does it one more time and kicks ass. And this one is one where older Brad Pitt does it one more time and kicks ass. I fucking dig this movie a lot. I really do. It is a summer movie, 100%. I think this is the most summer movie we've gotten so far.
Yeah. Go ahead, Trey.
No, I was just gonna say I 100% agree with that. Like both of you said after the screening that it felt like old school, for real, like old school Jerry Bruckheimer like movie. And it really did, like even down to the Hans Zimmer score. Like it felt like, honestly, it felt like a similar feeling to like Top Gun Maverick. And I said it in my like Letterboxd review that like Joseph Kosinski seems to scratch like a very specific cinematic itch that like nobody else seems to get at, except for like obviously people who are like no disrespect to him, but like higher caliber. But even then, like he still has like his very like focused niche where like he's still gonna make something super well made just because he's such a competent director.
That period of 93 to 97, it had this drop in any of those years, it would have been like one of the highest grossing movies of the year. Like this would have been a cultural impact movie. Like I walked out of this, I'm like, ooh, Jerry Bruckheimer got his second chance at making a racing movie. And I was just like, damn, because Days of Thunder, bro, I'm just like, after walking out of this, I'm like, yo, Tom, just you leave that. That movie, nobody talks about Days of Thunder in a positive light. Like nothing good came from Days of Thunder.
And you know me, I'm a Tony Scott fanboy, right? Look, Unstoppable, nigga, I watch Unstoppable at least 3 times a year. That's a movie about a runaway train.
You know that's on
Days of Thunder? Nah, I'm good.
You know they put that on Criterion at least twice a year, right? Criterion Channel streams it twice a year. Yeah.
Unstoppable. Yeah, it has no right to be that good. But like, Days of Thunder. I've seen it maybe
Oh yeah,
once
once.
collectively. Like, and I don't think I've watched it all the way through once. I've just seen every part of it once to make up a movie.
Really, you haven't seen it all the way through once, like from beginning to end. So you piecemealed it.
Yeah, right. Because every time I started, it's like, nah, I'm good.
Days of Thunder. If y'all have listened to the show, you know I spent like a whole 40 minutes going deep on the production of that movie. And look, that movie is the reason why Paramount almost went bankrupt. That movie is the reason why, partially the reason why, what's my man's name? Who's Jerry Bruckheimer's? Don Simpson.
Don Simpson.
That's partially the reason why Don Simpson killed over and had a heart attack.
That
you didn't know about that?
No.
Yeah, so
yeah.
So
like,
Trey,
the waste on that.
Yeah, like there was so much cocaine use on the Days of Thunder set that they had to have an accountant. Like Jerry Bruckheimer and Don Simpson, they bought a hotel, an abandoned hotel, redid it because they were gonna live there for a few months shooting the movie. And apparently they had a neon sign flashing in one of the windows, Days of Thunder. They would end each day with parties with Tone Loc performing. Mind you, Tone Loc only has 2 hits. 2 hits. So the fact that they had him for end of rap parties every day, and then apparently the crew was so miserable they had to be paid overtime because they were missing gigs and this and that. And as an apology, they did the worst thing possible, which was they hired
I love this. I love this story.
They hired like 100 hookers as an apology. And so when it came time to the rap party, apparently only a few of them were with the cast and crew, and almost all of them were in the VIP section with Jerry Bruckheimer, Don Simpson, and Tom Cruise.
This is documented. This is not hearsay. This is not like rumor. This is well documented.
Somebody needs to make a Heart of Darkness for Days of Thunder.
Oh my God. But I want it produced by Jerry Bruckheimer, right? Like it's gotta be produced by Jerry Bruckheimer now. You know who could do that? Michael Bay. Michael Bay would put his foot in the Heart of Darkness version of Days of Thunder.
But he has to insert himself into it. Like that's the best thing about Heart of Darkness is like his daughter was literally a fly on the wall and just happened to capture the utter chaos of that production. Like you just need somebody who was just like objectively there filming the craziness. I can't believe they're trying to do a Days of Thunder too. Like I walked out of this, I'm like, Tom,
they already did it. It's called F1.
You gotta let that go, baby. You ain't gonna do better than this.
Like Tom Cruise needs to get back to original shit.
Oh yeah,
right. Like stop going back to the well, man. You're too good for that.
Yeah,
you really are. But yeah, we have a sequel to Days of Thunder. It's called F1, and it is. Like you said, if this had came out in the early 90s, we'd be talking about this movie today.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, even down to
this movie would be studied.
The score is like one of Hans's best score. It's a mix of like house music and orchestra. And then like the soundtrack itself, because there is the album. If you go to any streaming service right now, F1, the album, which they've been pushing for like 4 months now, 8 out of the 18 tracks are already available to listen to. And I'm sitting there vibing to it the entire time. Even the country rock song, I'm like, yo, this is hard.
Right? Like, everything about this movie hits so hard. And I didn't tell you this when we walked out of the theater, but I was actually shaking. Right? Like, the adrenaline push throughout this whole entire fucking movie had me in sort of like shock, when we walked out of the
Yeah.
theater. I was like, why are my hands shaking?
Because it literally
Right?
is an adrenaline, as I've been saying on social media, it's an adrenaline rush of a movie. And for me, for 2.5 hours, it does not feel like 2.5 hours. Like it moves.
And you know what? If it was longer, I wouldn't have minded. This could have been a 3-hour movie, right? And I've been like, but can we get another half hour? Right? That's how fucking just even the races, right? Even like the cut scenes for the races, not like the full on, but like when they did the montage for the
Right.
races, I would have wanted to watch those actual races.
Oh yeah. Like
right, the whole thing. I'm not a sports dude. But I would never watch racing on TV.
Really?
But I would watch this movie over and over again.
You didn't watch Le Mans yesterday? Because that's why they showed it to us, because it was Le Mans was going on, and that was pretty cool to watch live.
I mean, I get an hour into it, right? Like it's cool for the first hour of watching actual live racing. And then after that, it's like,
Well,
you call me at the end.
Well, before we go further, Trey, why don't you break down the actual plot of the movie real quick?
All right, so Javier Bardem pretty much comes to Brad Pitt's character, whose name is Sonny Hayes. I can't remember Javier Bardem's character's name.
Roland
Ruben
or something like that. Ruben.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ruben.
yeah. So Ruben comes
generic Spanish name.
So yeah, he comes to Brad Pitt. He's like, "Hey, so I'm like hundreds of millions of dollars in the hole. I need you to save my team." And Brad Pitt's like, "Why me, bro?" And he's like, "Cause you are the best. You can still be the best. Let's do it, baby." And he's like, "Yeah, why not? I'm broke." and so he gets there, and the current, he's not the number one seat, he's the second seat on the team. Damon Idris' character. He's a hothead amateur, but like very talented, but doesn't really know how to be a team player. And so it really goes from there of Brad Pitt bringing the team together, but not really figuring out how to work with the new hothead amateur.
Yeah, JP.
Yeah,
Joshua Pierce.
Yes.
Like it's fundamentally, there's nothing new about this story. It's an old nigga teaching young nigga teaching old nigga, right? That's what this movie is, right? It's mentor mentee. The best thing about, I like the fact that Brad Pitt's character is just pretty much Kane from Kung Fu. He just he's wandering the land, just racing. Whatever you got to race, I'll race it.
It's funny because I told Trey, I was like, bro, this is just if Cliff Booth was around today. That's what I was like. Oh, this is just Cliff.
100%.
If Cliff was living today, Sonny Hayes is just Cliff Booth now.
You know what? You know what this movie is? It's a Hardball, that Keanu Reeves movie with cars.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Right. I mean,
I gotta give it up though to the first race, because like the first race with Daytona, I was like, they went a little too hard. Like that's what opens the movie. I was like, at the end of the race, there's a good like 3 minutes where they're driving through fireworks. I mean, literally driving through fireworks. Like the fireworks are hitting the car, and I'm just like, bro, this is the first race of the movie. Like y'all should have saved this like for like the second or third act.
So it works here, right? I hated that shit in Twisters.
Right, but it's like the second best race in the movie.
Right.
That's because, bro, Twisters is stupid, and you could tell they're doing this for real. Like they are actually driving through that at 200 miles per hour.
Yeah. And whatever CGI, whatever VFX are in this movie, you can't tell.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
You feel like you are in that fucking driver's seat,
I mean,
throughout this whole entire thing.
Let's say it. They took F2 cars and built F1 cars, so that way they could mount iPhone cameras and all these new, like, they're experimental cameras. So that way Damon's or Dameson, excuse me, there we go. Dameson and Brad were actually driving, so that way they didn't have to use stunt people. Like, it was really them two driving in actual Formula One races, because Lewis, if one thing I went, whoa, during the opening credits was seeing produced by Lewis Hamilton. I'm like, yo, this bro was a producer on this, and homie really is in the movie too. And I thought, like, it got to a part where it got tense. I was like, oh, is he going to become a major character at this juncture?
It was like, are you the bad? Are you the bad guy?
Right,
Right? Like, is this?
And they said, like, everybody who's
Uh,
worked on this movie, from the drivers to the people who actually do Formula One, they say this is like the realest you'll ever get to actually being in one of these cars driving, and you feel it. Like, you feel it.
Yeah, I don't think anything in this movie doesn't work, right? I don't think there was any fat. And that's saying something for a movie that's this, like, 2.5 hours.
I'll say this, like, I said it before, I'll say it again. Tropes are tropes for a reason, and when they work well, they hit. Okay,
Yep.
because it's a tired and true formula, and it's a tired and true formula because when it's written this well, perfect. But the reason why tropes are also have a negative connotation is because it could be lazy and executed in the worst possible way. It just feels lazy. And that's why when the screen credits came up at the beginning, it said screenplay by Aaron Kruger, I was just like, oh, bro.
Ooh.
I was like, oh,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Ooh.
ooh.
Oh, God.
I mean, what was the last good movie Aaron Kruger did?
He was a co-writer on Maverick, but there was also like 3 or 4 other writers credited on that. Like, the last solo thing he did. Hold on, y'all keep talking, and I'll Google
Yeah.
this.
So, F1, like, I'm going to bounce off what you said about tropes. This F1 is honestly a allegory for film in general, or creativity in general, right? You say you they're not reinventing cars,
Right,
they're just building cars better,
right,
and driving them better,
right.
But it's still 4 wheels and an engine,
But
right? But it's the way it's put together.
But the thing is like, you've never seen racing like this before. And the one thing I wanted to say is, like, a lot of the criticism, even I had this criticism for Superman, is the wide angle shots. And I was just like, all the racing stuff in this is shot with wide angle lenses. And I'm like, okay, if this is how Superman's gonna look, then Superman's gonna be crazy, because the wide angle lenses, it disorients you, and it literally does put you in there with them.
Right. Yeah. This is a theme park ride.
Yeah, because
Honestly.
we saw it in Dolby, and the entire movie shot in IMAX, and I do want to see it in IMAX.
Yeah, I just think it was the theater we were in. The dialogue mix did get lost in the effects mix, but I think they just didn't calibrate that specific theater.
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you why, Jeff. Because me and my brother were the first people there. They got there, then the reps got there, and I want to say she was up there for maybe 10 minutes, getting it ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I could only imagine what this sounds like in a pristine Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision theater where everything is properly calibrated, because this is fucking loud.
It's the second loudest movie
it.
of the year behind Warfare. And I will say this, definitely see this in a premium screen, because the HDR was working overtime with that Dolby Vision, because there's some really blacks, and, like, you know, Dameson, he's a dark dude, and they shoot a lot of him in shadow. And in Dolby Vision last night, I was just like, damn, this HDR is working overtime to separate him from the shadows, and it is a crazy image.
And that's also a testament to the DP. I don't
Claudio
know who the DP
Miranda.
is, but, like, some DP,
There you go.
Yeah, Claudio Miranda. Some people don't know how to shoot dark skin.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And Dameson does not get lost in the background at
like
all.
Eddie did
Like,
in
he's front and fucking center.
like Eddie did in Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I just see teeth. I just see teeth.
Oh man. But yeah, real quick, Aaron Kruger. Here's his complete filmography that he wrote. Arlington Road. I hate that movie. Scream 3.
Never seen it.
Oh, it's terrible.
Uh,
Reindeer Games.
Never seen it.
I like Reindeer Games because it's so stupid.
All right, so he has one hitter, The Ring.
Right.
He wrote that short
Yeah.
Rings. And then he
never seen
wrote The Ring 2, which we all hate. He wrote The
seen it.
Skeleton Key. Remember that Kate Hudson horror movie?
Never
Didn't
seen
even
it.
watch it. Never
It's
seen it.
bad. The Brothers
Yeah,
Grimm.
like, look, I know.
Remember that
Never
one?
seen
That
it.
Terry Gilliam one with Matt Damon and the other dude? Who was the other dude?
Oh, the Brothers
Yeah.
Grimm with Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
He wrote that?
He wrote
All right.
Blood and Chocolate, if you remember that.
The fuck is that?
The werewolf movie, the werewolf romance.
What?
Yeah.
I don't.
Nope.
Yeah.
He was one of 3 writers on Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. He wrote Transformers 3, 4 by himself. Ghost in the Shell he wrote. So we all know where that white woman Asian thing came from. All right.
Yikes.
Okay. All right.
His next credited screenplay is Dumbo. He is one of 3 writers on Maverick, and then he did this. But also with this, Joseph Kosinski had a story by credit. And also I've been watching a few interviews, and apparently Dameson was on set saying, during these interviews, he's like, yeah, Brad was like, I learned a lot from Brad because Brad's a producer on it, and he was flexing his muscles as producer. So from set design to even the script, he makes script changes. I was like, oh, okay. So
Right.
So
this is written by James Joseph Kosinski and Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I was like, all right.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. So yeah. This will probably be the best movie he'll write solo.
All right. Look, like I said before, the story is nothing new.
Right, because Joseph Kosinski did this type of thing before with Oblivion, where it uses a bunch of tropes, and that was just not executed well. Like, it was just watching a cliche for 2 hours, a pretty cliche at that.
I liked Oblivion enough.
But you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yes.
But this one, like, I'm like, see, it takes a certain type of writer to pull this off.
Yeah. Yeah. But it also takes a certain type of director. And honestly, it takes a certain type of skill level on for all the departments, because this could have easily been a joke.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right?
100%.
Or not even like a joke. It could have just felt so boring.
Yeah.
And just TV movie. But and the fact they pushed that PG-13.
Oh, we Trey were talking about that. Yeah.
There's like what, 4 F-bombs throughout this whole time thing? 2?
But like,
honestly, it felt like 3.
But don't forget the violence in this. Like, it's PG-13. It says for strong language and action. I'm like, bro, it should be PG-13 for strong language and violence. Like, that car crash that Dameson was in, I was like, that's pretty fucking violent. Brad Pitt's holding a wrench when the dude's coming after him. Brad Pitt nearly beats the shit out of Dameson at the end of the second act. Like, that is not action. Action would just be them driving.
Right. All right. Fair enough. This is definitely a testosterone movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is the ultimate.
This is definitely like, man.
It's the ultimate dad movie.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Like, if this will clear up at least 50% of trauma that sons have with their fathers. Just say, hey, Dad, let's just go to see F1. It's like, all right, I'm sorry for being an asshole for your whole entire life. You're a good son. You're not a video.
But shout out to Brad Pitt. I want to say shout out to Dameson, because he's gonna blow off this shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like he's gonna get huge off this. And
Javier Bardem was.
I love.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there was no lax performance here from anyone, even the pit crew.
Yeah,
right?
the blonde chick.
The blonde
and the other
chick,
black dudes from Wheel of Time.
Yeah, like the other black dude.
Yeah, he's the villain.
That's right.
Yeah, like
fucking Javier Bardem.
Carrie Condon.
He was putting in work like that. A lot of the emotional heavy lifting was from Javier Bardem. I was like, damn, bro, like you could tell he missed that. He's just like, I've been doing too many blockbusters. Doing aside. He's like, doing aside, I've been doing too many. Like,
let me act.
Yeah.
Let me act. And even Brad Pitt's doing some acting, right? Like when he's in that hospital bed, and he's like, he's talking about like, look, if I die out here, then it'll be the best day of my life.
That's
right. Like this is how I want to go out.
That's why I like the character of Sonny, because at the end of the day, it's not for money, it's not for glory. He just wants to
race.
Win for once. Race and win. And just be
But he always wins. He always wins. He just it's when he's on that balcony with Carrie, right? And he explains why he races. I got a little teary-eyed, right?
Yeah.
When he's talking about like, I'm just chasing that one fucking moment. I'm not gonna ruin it for anybody, but when he explains that moment, it's like, yeah, everybody in their life is looking for that one moment of perfection.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Yeah. And like I said, he's like Kane from Kung Fu, man. He's just fucking traveling. He's fucking
That's
samurai.
why I appreciate him. I was like, yo, the accountant movies and this, it's just like, oh yeah, all you need is just like belief in yourself and you could do it. You could all you need is just the airstream and belief.
Right? Like honestly, this whole entire year is trying to like tell people like maybe you just need to quit your job and just follow your dreams. Whether your dream is being an airstream murdering people all over across the country, or if it's racing dune buggies, right? Follow your dreams.
Me and Danny just talked about that in the last episode with Materialist because of Chris Evans' character. So yeah, you're right. That's big this year.
Yeah, it's just like this whole entire capitalism thing.
Dog, I'm getting burnt out. I'm not gonna lie. Like
at the end. It's at the end.
We are all being like steamrolled, and like I'm at the point where I'm like, bro, enough. Like seriously, enough.
Yeah. So like getting in an Airstream and just going on adventures doesn't sound too bad.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Like whatever shitbox fucking Brad Pitt's character was driving, like, yeah, well that's enough room to fucking eat.
And he was clean.
All right, that's not so bad.
And he was clean.
Yeah, it was
like,
clean.
He was clean.
It was clean.
Oh yeah, Dangerous Animals, which
right?
I'll do a review for in our movie review spectacular. The main character, she was also living in her van and she was clean and pristine.
Yeah. I mean, fucking even what was the Nomadland? They were all clean.
Yeah, but that showed it's hard to keep it clean though. That movie was like, yeah, it's hard. Listen, it ain't easy.
Right. But yeah, I loved the fact that it was this Brad Pitt just had this nomad spirit. It is refreshing to watch someone do something just because they love it.
Bro, real quick to go circle back to the racist. How crazy was it that not only would it pan up and down the camera or pan to their reaction shots, but it would pan from the car that the camera was mounted onto, it would pan over to another car or pan to the car crashing. I was just like, that's wild.
Yeah. This is literally the best driving cinematography that you will ever see in the history, honestly, in the history of motion pictures capturing
like
races.
Just logistically, you got to figure, you got to time that pan just right to capture that crash. Logistically, that must have been a nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, I had no idea the science that went into F1 and they kind of go into like how these cars are designed, they probably had to put just as much planning and forethought into the camera
Oh yeah,
movements.
yeah. Like when the budget was first reported to be 300 million, I was just like, well, I can clearly see it. But now the budget really came out, and Jerry Bruckheimer's like, I wish you would all stop saying that. The budget was really 200, and maybe a little less than 200. We're not even sure because we haven't even gotten all the rebates back. And I'm like, that's true. That's not including the rebates, the partnerships,
Tax write-offs. Right,
because
yeah.
like how everybody has a logo on them at all points. Even
Oh yeah, 100%.
even a clock has the Rolex logo in there. I'm like, yeah, bro, they probably got cut in half by all the sponsorship and deals. Like if you go to the movies Instagram page, half that shit is partnerships, like partnership with Mercedes, partnership with the game, because there's going to be a F1 movie game. There's a partnership with the with Heineken, because they're all drinking Heineken in the movie, but they're drinking the non-alcoholic. This movie is not only selling itself, but selling other things, selling the movie.
Yeah, so like the brand, well, after the brand partnership stuff like that, even if the movie made a loss, it probably made it, it probably made a profit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like just off of like how little it costs. But talk about how this is a $200 million movie, right? And this seems like it's a 350. Then we go to Netflix, right? And I'm going to keep on using the electric state as a litmus for bullshit and waste of money.
Mind you, a lot of this is they're doing this for real. They're not doing it all CG like that movie is, or like How to Train Your Dragon, or a lot of Marvel movies where it's all post, like the entire movies, and it looks like it's in post because it's overlit. Like, nah, this is all in camera. Well, as much as they can do in camera.
Right. Like this, everybody cared, right? And honestly, say what you will about Jerry Bruckheimer, he never cheaps out on these productions, right? Like he will put the money in to make it look like a real fucking movie.
I mean, come on, man. He had a whole parody movie made about him. That's what Team America is. Like, you ask Trey Parker or Matt Stone, they're like, yeah, we were just making fun of the Jerry Bruckheimer movies. It wasn't specific. Everybody's like, you guys made a whole movie making fun of Michael Bay. They're like, no, it wasn't just Michael Bay. It was Jerry Bruckheimer's whole way of making movies. That's what we're making fun of.
Right. But I mean, look, he's one of the last motherfuckers to still make movies. You know what I'm saying? Like how we thought of movies.
Yo, because this and Top Gun Maverick do feel like they're from a different age. And that's why I think, I don't think this will open big like that movie did. But I think the word of mouth,
but this got traction.
Because the word of mouth is going to keep this around for a minute, because everybody's going to be like, yo, go see it in IMAX. Yo, go see it in Dolby. Go see it in 40X. I'm like, man, I kind of do want to see it in 40X.
Oh shit! I told you I went to see Bloodlines in 40X, right? And the trailer for this came up, and I was like, oh yeah, 100%. Like, why would I would actually want to see it any other way but in 40X.
No, man, I gotta see it. I gotta see it in
except for all the other ways.
Like I gotta see it in IMAX. I'll be real with you. If they had a 3D, if there was a 3D print, I'd see the 3D print just for the fireworks have to be when they're driving through that.
Yeah. No matter, like you said before, see it premium, but no matter what format or what premium screen you watch it in, it's going to be a great experience. And these are one of these movies where, like, I hope it stays in theaters long enough for me. I've already seen it in fucking Dolby Vision, right? Dolby, right? Now I got to see it in IMAX, and then I definitely got to see it in 40X, right? Like they've got me for at least $100.
But like,
right?
Like that's the thing I appreciate about Joseph Kosinski, because he says this every movie he makes. He's just like, hey, if you guys can see it in Dolby or IMAX, because we mastered it for both of these formats from the ground up first and foremost. So we build 2 separate prints, and then every print that we make from there on out comes from those 2. So what the Dolby version is the quote unquote master, but the version he prefers is IMAX because he shoots for the format. Like all of his movies have been shot in IMAX.
Right.
Damn, out the gate.
I can't imagine.
Out the gate he came.
I can only
Right.
imagine.
Like out the gate, like the only movie of his I did not get to see in IMAX was only The Brave, which sucks. But yeah, man, that's crazy. He's had this short career, and every movie he's made has been shot in IMAX. And you know what, Trey?
And like
go ahead.
I mean, he's one of those like the last of the transplants from music videos to feature films.
Oh no, he was an architect, dude.
He was. I thought he was a music video guy.
I remember because he came in for the Q&A for Tron Legacy. He was like, "Yeah, I was in architecture, and I just happened to stumble my way into filmmaking. I went to architecture school."
Oh wow! Right,
That's crazy.
So his career is even wilder, right?
And he got the only ever score from Daft Punk, and like Trey kept saying this last night, and he kept saying it today because Trey loves this movie so much, and I'm gonna let you say what you said, what you told me, and I agree with you because I'm like, yo, yeah, Disney fucked up.
Oh yeah, so like, well, even after Top Gun Maverick, to be honest, like one of my first reactions to both that and F1 the movie now is Disney's dumb as hell for not just letting him make Tron. Like I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Everybody was in Toronto and Vancouver getting ready to shoot. Like 3 days before they were starting to shoot, they canceled the movie, and now we get whatever it is that's coming out in October. And
look, I hope it's good.
I do too,
100%.
and it looks hard, but also the stuff coming out about it, I'm like, oh yeah, y'all fucked up.
Oh yeah, what's coming out? I didn't even know what's coming out about it.
Well, not about the movie specifically. It's about Jared Leto.
Oh, of course, it's fucking Jared Leto.
All that stuff. I was like 9 women, dog. 9 women, and I'm like, oh man, this movie has an up. But we all said that when they first announced it, where they were like Tron Ares starring Jared Leto, and we're all like, yo, what are y'all doing? Like after the Joker, like what are y'all doing, bro?
He is a more talented, prettier version of Ezra Miller, but the same problems.
Yep, Ezra Miller and Sean Penn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is the juice worth the squeeze?
We'll find out real soon.
Oh man,
because the juice certainly wasn't worth the squeeze for Joker 2. So
yo, if I was Joseph Kosinski, I would flex my muscles just driving up real slow to the Disney lot, just driving through real slow, playing S. Carter by Jay-Z because of that chorus for that song where it's S. Carter, you must try harder. Like I'd walk into the offices and be like, so listen, you guys gonna give me Tron back, right?
Right. Like you did your little thing. You had your little experiment. It didn't work out so well for you, right? Jared fucking Leto, what do you think you're doing? All right, Big Papa's back.
He's like, yeah.
All right, let me do what I do.
He's probably like, yo, listen. As soon as I'm done with Top Gun 3, y'all gotta give me my shit back, or else we're gonna have some problems. Yeah. And I just put my sunglasses on and walk out. That's the power. That's why when you have a run, that's what you can do in Hollywood. For all y'all listening,
yeah. So I mean, I hope this movie opens big, but I know it's gonna make money. I know it's got
well,
legs.
It's
absolutely.
Predicted right now to do anywhere from 56 to 76 opening weekend, but I really do think word of mouth is going to carry this through the rest of the summer because it's opening against Jurassic World, Superman, and Fantastic Four. Because this is a completely different type of blockbuster than those movies. So I think it's going to be around for a minute.
Yeah, and this is great counter programming, especially versus Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
We'll see. I have no expectations for that The only thing that I'm excited about is everything with Galactus is going to be in 143. And I was just like, oh, yeah. So after Fantastic Four, there's really no need for me to watch. Because I really thought y'all were going to use Galactus as an Avengers villain. But I mean, all right. All right, bro.
Look, I'm gonna wait and see. We're gonna wait and see.
But
how the rest of summer comes out.
Like the only other movie I'm hoping, like Jurassic World, I do hope it's good. But like in 28 years, I already know it's gonna be a banger, and we're seeing that soon. But
right, but like 28 years is like just it doesn't feel like a summer blockbuster, right? You could drop that anywhere.
Well, I mean, I told Trey this. I was like, yo, it is fucking fucked up that Sony's dropping this one in the middle of summer, and then Nia DaCosta's is coming out in January. I was like, that's. I see you, Sony. I see you.
Well, you know.
But with that said, though,
dark.
I really do hope you guys go see this. This is definitely worth your dollars, and like as Jeff said, premium. Like I'm usually an IMAX guy, but like last night when I saw we're gonna be in Dolby, I was like, oh, cool, because that means we're getting the Atmos sound. And at that specific theater, I would rather be in Dolby than in IMAX because that is the worst IMAX like near us that we can get to besides Kips Bay. Like those two IMAXs, I'm just like, yeah, if we got to be booked there, just put us on Dolby.
Yeah, and if I haven't seen this in 4DX, but I can pretty much guarantee you that this thing is going to be crazy in 4DX. So if you like, we are usually AMC dudes, right? But in this case, Regal, Regal needs to really start stepping their game up, building more of these 4DX theaters.
Yo, Jeff, I agree with you, but Jeff, before we run, I want to ask you about this. Don't you think it's crazy we getting all these 3D prints back in, like How to Train Your Dragon is in IMAX 3D and got got 3D prints. Jurassic World's gonna be in 3D. James Gunn just recently tweeted out, he's like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm really happy with Superman 3D, and if you can see it in 3D, go see it. And Fantastic Four is gonna be in 3D, and it's gonna be like the only movie for a minute that's gonna be in full like 143 IMAX 3D.
Right.
You think everybody's trying to do good 3D for their movies, or you think they're just warming up the projectors for December for the big one?
They're just warming up the projectors for like they know they have to get that 3D money now because when Avatar 3 drops, right? It's we know it's going to change the game, right? Again, right? When it comes to this 3D shit. So they're like, if they're trying to just get all the pennies they can because once Avatar comes out, everything else that's going to be 3D is going to look like dog shit for at least another year.
I mean, I'll say this. James Gunn's 3D movies are good. Like all 3 Guardians were hot in 3D.
That's true.
Because he's a nerd. He's like us. He gets it. So if anyone does 3D, if James Gunn does 3D, it's like, all right, it's going to be good because he cares.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that Apple's still committed to theatrical releases because this is first and foremost, WB helped distribute it, but this is an Apple movie. And I got to say, Apple, you guys got to start making more like this because when they said like a lot of TV Plus, I was disappointed because remember Fountain of Youth, we watched the trailer, we're like, why isn't this going to theaters? I watched the movie, I'm like, oh yeah, this is terrible, bro. That's for a lot of their movies. So like this is like really, this and Killers of the Flower Moon are like really what y'all should be making because you're good at these type of movies and not the broad blockbusters.
And like I liked Wolves.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, Wolves.
I think yeah. But honestly, their TV, 9 times out of 10, they're hitters.
Yeah.
Their movies.
Yeah.
Their movies, ooh, those numbers start not looking so good, right? But this is one of those rare, Apple Plus movies, Apple Productions, whatever like that. That's like, okay, yeah, do this.
Yeah.
Do more of this.
I feel bad for every other studio that partnered with Apple on their other films, and WB lucked out and partnered with them on this. And this is like going to be the one that makes them.
WB accidentally does good shit, right? Like, WB at this point is the Forrest Gump of the studio system.
Oh, yeah. When we do our next long episode, the state of Warner Brothers is going to be part of our 2-hour news block. Because I read my brother sent me an article and I read that and I was just like, my man's a straight Yosemite Sam just shooting his shoes off. David Zaslav. Because reading that article is hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. So like WB is Forrest Gump. That's pretty much. WB is Forrest Gump.
All right. Trey, do you have anything you want to add?
No, nothing besides like I feel like we can't understate how much this cast like really brought this movie together. Like this cast is incredible. But outside of that, like, go see this movie big and loud. Absolutely see it big and loud.
So yeah, see it big and loud. And you know how good this movie is? I want to see other movies with like the side characters.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the Pit Crew. If I could watch a whole entire movie on the Pit Crew, it's like, let's do that.
100%.
Like I get that fucking JP definitely needs his whole entire fucking movie.
Yeah.
I will say this is the rare movie where I say, if this was it, I'm perfectly happy. But also, if they do announce, hey, an F1 the sequel, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's all I got. Jeff, you got anything?
All right, so see it. See this movie. Just see it. See it big, see it loud, like Trey said. See it premium, like you said. And if you are near a 4DX, watch it at IMAX, but then go right and see it in 4DX. Spend some money on yourself.
The dream of the 90s is alive in F1. I would also say before we sign off, don't sleep on the soundtrack. The soundtrack it's hard. And I don't even like pop music, but even the pop songs, I'm just like, these are hard.
And honestly, this is the most subdued Hans Zimmer score in a while. Right?
It's his best.
And it's like you can barely
it's his best.
You can barely tell it's Hans Zimmer.
It's his best score besides the Dune scores, because everything he's done recently, I'm like, oh man, you are asleep at the wheel.
Right. Even Hans Zimmer cared. Right?
Oh, he's like, yo, Joseph, you led me the glory on Top Gun Maverick. Do it again.
So he's like, so don't go big? It's like, no. Go big, just don't go big. It's like, okay. And that's my Hans Zimmer impression.
Oh boy. That's episode 157.
We're the Film Blurs. I'm Brandon Norwood, and I'm the motherfucking protagonist.
I'm the protagonist.
I'm Jeff Stewart, a.k.a. He Who Remains.
Don't come at us. It's just fucking movies.
You've been listening to the Film Blurs podcast.
Man, I just love what you guys do, man.
I never miss an episode. It's the best. It's my favorite podcast.
Follow Jeff on IG on MindFireXL and Brandon on Twitter at BJN Tweets.